The US visa slot situation is starting to look more and more like it looked at the end of 2020 when Trump administration finally departed. But that's not it. This time, within just a couple of months of the Trump administration being in the White House, they have already made things extremely worse for people who are looking to go ahead for their US visa interviews because the appointments, first off, are not there. They're not available. On top of that, they have cancelled 2,000 plus appointments that they claim to have been booked by bots. Take a look at this post. So they say Consular Team India identified bad actors who made 2,000 visa appointments that violated our scheduling policies. Effective immediately, we are canceling these appointments and suspending associated accounts privileges. That means that basically now these people will not even be able to reschedule appointments and it's going to get even difficult for them. And they say, we will continue our anti fraud efforts. We have zero tolerance for fraud. This is a massive move. And I think some people think that this is a good move, but you know what happened in reality? And this didn't happen actually with people that we work with. I know that some of our clients, we checked with them and we didn't see even a single person getting the appointment canceled. So I don't know if they did it right or not. But one thing I know is that if they're not using bots and our clients are not getting appointments canceled, that's a good thing. But with that said, we came across a lot of people who came to us and told us, look, we just booked this appointment normally. We booked it months ago and somehow they've canceled our appointment. Now, I don't know how much truth there is to it. Maybe some agent did it for them. I don't know what's going on, but they got this email. You can pause this. You can read the whole thing. I'm not going to read that. But what it basically says is that you use some sort of a bot to monitor or to book the appointments and hence we're canceling your appointment. And before I tell you the reality of the situation, understand this, that the whole narrative of the US visa team has changed. And I'm going to show you towards the end of this video. I'm going to prove that to you with a screen recording. But for now, take a look at what's going on. Student visas, even the people who are applying for the first time, slots are not available. Slots are available for what? November, December 2025, when these students need to go in summer or fall 2025, which means May, June, July, August, they need to fly out around this time. Yet, the appointments are just not available. Previously refused students who got rejected previously in spring, that is somewhere around December, January 2024, 5, whatever, which we just ended. At that time, they got rejected. Now, they are also not seeing any slots. They're also seeing slots of December 2025 or later. Now, this may be normal for a few students. They generally don't give them a lot of slots and they give them some slots towards the end of the season and they say, okay, at the very end, we're going to look at some refused people. They can come in again. But at least the first timers should be able to get these slots. And the situation with business and tourism visas, B1, B2, it's even worse. Don't even ask about it because we are seeing slots of May, June 2026. That's more than 1 year's waiting period. Last time, the Trump administration's argument was that there's COVID and all of that is going on, due to which basically the slots are limited. They're not available. And we understood that. We said, okay, less staff members, so less slots, less appointments, which basically means that we have to wait more. Okay, understandable. And still, some appointments were opening up from time to time. And yes, the appointments still do open up right now, time to time. But the COVID scenario is just gone as of now. There are enough people at the embassies, at the consulates, and new consulates are opening up. So I'm not sure what's going on with the unavailability of appointments. So what do? See, slots do open up, and I'm going to show you proof of that. This is from about a week ago. We booked the slot, and we were able to get a screenshot also. Take a look. 7th of April opened up. We booked it, and then here's a slot confirmation that it actually got booked for the same date. So slots are opening. They do open up randomly every now and then, here and there, and you need to just keep on monitoring. But again, don't use bots now. We also have an automated monitoring system, but we are moving less and less towards automated monitoring and more towards manual booking. And in fact, the manual teams are doing excellent. All the appointments that get booked, I mean, even the automated algorithm, it just informs us and then we go ahead and book it using the manual team. But it can be any time, could be 3 a.m. and 42 minutes in the night, doesn't matter. You need to be there. Now, before we talk about the solution, take a look at the US Embassy India official Instagram handle over here. And I want you to look at a specific timestamp. There's a very specific move, a specific thing that happened. So I'm going to scroll a little bit more down and I'm going to show you that, okay, Trump administration came in. This was Eric Garcetti. He left India as soon as Trump administration came in. He was posted somewhere else and a new guy probably took his place. That's fine. New ambassador came in, right? From there, and before that, by the way, all the posts were about, how India and US have good relations and how basically, they are training you for the interviews. How do you answer common questions? All those things you would see essentially that, okay, this is how you convince the visa officer. This is what you have to do. You have to take this. So helpful post, basically a good positive tone. And what happens the moment Eric Garcetti leaves? Well, take a look at the narrative. They talk about, okay, this is Donald Trump. He's come in. Now they're talking about preventing fraud, debunking myths. Okay, And the myths are also about fraud, by the way. But you take a look at this essentially. They talk about don't use agents, don't do this, don't do that, essentially. Make sure that you are honest, don't sort of come into the country illegally, don't essentially, stand for terrorism. So basically that, and then they're talking about deportees and all of that, illegal migration. So the whole thing, and they're canceling appointments. The whole narrative, if you ask me, according to me, essentially the whole narrative has changed. Look at this, Visa Friday is back, which was, by the way, started at the time of Eric Garcetti. But what they're talking about here is honesty in the visa application. How you need to be honest. If you're dishonest, your visa can be rejected. So the tone, to me, essentially, it's basically just completely changed. Essentially, the tone is completely different at this point, and I feel that you can really see a shift in the administration and the way things are going on. So what do? You want to still monitor 24/7, but you monitor with your friends, with a group of friends. Create a WhatsApp group or something, and then you start monitoring, right? But then you do it with a trusted group of people. If you're not able to do it, by the way, we have our own 24/7 monitoring. We do it. You can reach out to me for help on WhatsApp, or you can even sign up on YMGrad, where we send free alerts from time to time whenever these slots do open up. But the thing is, then you need to be always available and make sure that you're available so that you are able to book it at that time. Sometimes I even send alerts on Instagram, so you can follow me over there. I'll keep you updated. But make sure you do this monitoring manually. Don't use automated tools, especially not on your account. Don't give access to your account to anyone just randomly very easily, because most of these people are bad actors, to be very honest with you. But because what they're doing is they're basically trying to fool you, trying to fool the embassy, and that's going to cause issues. Only if you're working with someone who's been in the field legitimately, that's fine, for the last 5 years. Otherwise, avoid it. And of course, let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about the changes that are going on? I want to hear from you, because you, my friend, are important and your voice is important. So let me know down there, and let's take a conversation from there.